Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
Our first guest this hour is enhancing image quality with their new LCD design concept, adding a fourth color. Hello Yellow. And you might even say, because we often see back in the States the George Takei commercial, the guy formerly from Star Trek, looking at the Sharp television and saying, "Oh my." And that's the impression that we get too. The general manager for Germany and Austria with Sharp Electronics, Frank Bolten. Frank, welcome back into Tomorrow. How are you?
Very good, and thank you for inviting me again. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you because every year we get an opportunity to talk, and every year you've got new stuff, cool things, many things to talk about, doing some very unique things again this year. But first of all, we got to talk about adding a color. I mean, all these years we're thinking TV is fine the way it's been. We've added HD, some people got some 3D, we got some other exciting things. Oh, but wait, Sharp says we need another color. And boy, what a difference, too. You add yellow now. Tell me about this whole new technology and the fun things you're doing.
If you look at the different color runes in looking through pictures like LCD also or printing media, color is a very complicated and complex thing. And what you can realize that in a normal color room of RGB, red, green, blue, it is quite difficult to display a couple of colors in a really natural way, like gold, like brown, like skin, and that kind of thing. So you always have some compromises and not so good colors. And the reason is that it's not so easy to display these yellow influenced colors, and by a very special mathematics behind it, we change all the colors by adding yellow and taking out red and green. And by this, you get a much, much better and more natural picture. That was the original idea of Quattron.
So thus entering Quattron now, that really says, quad colors, if you will, the Quattron idea. And now it's that fourth color of yellow. You're able to separate. And as you mentioned, things like skin tones take on a whole new look. You really can see the more vibrant colors, gold, et cetera, another good example, that you thought were fine before, but no, it's quite different now.
At least they were okay, and it's still, you have a good picture on RGB,
sure,
but it is quite far away from being natural.
Yeah.
And if you really compare the nature with the TV pictures, you very often see really big differences. And with Quattron, we very much eliminate this.
And of course, now Quattron adding yellow you would think is good enough, but now you've added 3D Quattron as well. So there's that extra element, that third dimension, in addition to the additional color, that is allowing us to immerse ourselves in whatever we're watching now.
One further point for Quattron is one real big benefit is that as 25% of the total colors, RGB yellow, is yellow, you have a much brighter picture. Yeah? Or you use less power for having the same brightness. And this advantage very much pays off in the third dimension, because you don't have the problem that you have too less brightness for the pictures to display it. So with Quattron you can see in a perfect way 3D even in a bright room. This is a big step forward.
Okay, yeah, so that element is really making a huge difference then in 3D especially.
Yes, and the color advantage is there as well, of course, and the next advantage in 3D is you have 25% more pixels. And that means you've got a much finer structure, and all these special negative effects, these ghost pictures and so on, they are reduced, basically they are eliminated. Yeah. So this is a new quality of 3D pictures.
Now, of course, if you're lucky enough to be watching this interview, and those of you listening perhaps in your car on the radio, have no fear. The video is on the website at intotomorrow.com. If you're lucky enough to be watching on a Sharp Quattron set, the Aquos set, of course, you're going to see the brilliant tie that Frank is wearing, because
hello yellow.
Hello yellow. It's a gorgeous color, and it adds so much to it. Tell me about the whole new line of LCDs, though, too, because every year here at IFA you're introducing more cool television sets in general. Are they all Quattron, or do folks have some various selections? They're certainly not all 3D. You can choose a 3D set if you want, right?
So our our core business, meanwhile, is really Quattron. So
Sure.
we sell premium televisions with Aquos Quattron. We have in Quattron series, we have 8 different series with 25 different models. And the top line, of course, is 3D. We have a web access with an open internet access as well, which is very much important as well. Below this, we are still concentrating on LED backlight, which is extremely important to get the best possible picture, to have power consumption reduced and that kind of thing. So with very nice looking so-called LE320 series, only RGB, but this is like the others. It's not the premium of Quattron. And some further special products like LCD TV with DVD on board and that kind of things. Yeah. But if we look at the proportion of what we sell, it is 90% already with LED backlight, which is future oriented, with having a better picture and less power consumption. And out of this, we have half already Quattron.
Wow, very cool. And of course, everyone that's having the opportunity to see the LED backlit LCDs is realizing a great quality difference there too.
Yeah.
And why not? So take advantage of these kind of things. What other product announcements here at IFA before our time runs up from Sharp?
3D, of course, is not only important with TV, it is important with Blu-ray players as well. We have a very nice looking and very strong 3D player Blu-ray as well, which we will now ship in September. We have got quite interesting products in this so-called home appliance area, like a steam oven, so a new kind of cooking with fantastic products. And we have got refrigerators on a very high level with new features and so on. So it's absolutely worth to come to our booth and to see it.
Oh, no doubt. And we will, of course, have the video team dispatched to the Sharp exhibit and see more of what we're talking about. Even some cool things coming up for smartphones and just other neat stuff we'll be able to talk about when we get you back on the show another time.
Okay, I would love to.
Thank you, sir. Frank Bolten, General Manager for Germany and Austria, and he has his hands full. There's a whole lineup of very cool things. You still have the 102-inch as well, don't you?
Yes, we do have. We don't display here because we concentrate more on Quattron, but we have that one. Yeah,
but of course you have that
good
one.
Stuff. Yeah.
One day, I'm going to get one of those 102-inch. Imagine football on that one. And that's a whole other thing. Frank, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
We're back with more from IFA in Berlin, Germany. I'm Dave Graveline. This is Into Tomorrow on the Advanced Media Network.